going to be interviewing this woman, Nicole. Irene will introduce her in just a little bit, but welcome everybody. Oh man, are we just starting to get into the February thaw, which will soon be, I mean, February has flown by. It's the shortest month, but it has definitely flown by, but we had a pretty good week. Cara's here. Hello.
Hi.
And looking lovely as always.
Thank you.
And I can tell you that you're excited, and I'm
Yes.
excited because your son, my stepson, Ricky, is in Matilda.
Yeah, it was so exciting. So he's always wanted to perform in Matilda, and I knew that he loved the movie, but I didn't know how much. And so he told me after we got the email that he has been cast as Nigel. Nigel is
Okay.
one of Matilda's friends in the movie, and there's some songs that he's a part of, and he's got some, lines and whatever. But after we got the email, he was like, "Mom, you have no idea. I watched that movie 20 times this summer." Or
Like, what?
it was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, how do you think I memorized all the songs?" And he did. I mean, he literally was singing the songs with a British accent, and I was like, "Where is this coming from?" It was adorable. But yeah, we're really excited. So that production is going to be at the Colonial Theater
In late April.
Yeah, it's the 20.
And so we were
26th, 27th.
vigorously getting tickets because they're selling out.
Yeah. Well, we were in the Emporium in Great Barrington, and we're, kind of walking around, and then somebody had posted on Facebook, "You better buy the tickets, they're going to sell out." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have to get tickets." So we were in the store vigorously trying to order our tickets. And we have a large family, so we had to get lots of tickets.
Yeah, we were at the Emporium.
Yeah.
Our friend who runs the Emporium, really nice guy, and we were chatting. And we felt bad because instead of really focusing on our conversation with him, we were like, "Oh, damn, we got to get those tickets," because, it's going to be a big deal, and we're really excited about that. And a lot of talent in that show, and all the kids, and I say kids, they're also adults in it as well. So it's going to be really exciting, but late April, that's happening.
Yeah,
so
and I posted on my Facebook page a link to purchase the tickets. So
yeah. So
that'll be fun.
Go ahead and get those tickets because they're going fast. If they're even, I'm sure there's still some available.
And they're actually pretty reasonable.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah, that's a good thing because shows nowadays they can be expensive. Those Nutcracker tickets.
Yeah, they were pricey. Yeah,
Pricey.
really pricey. And we had to get 5 tickets. I think, right? 5 or 6.
Yes. Yeah.
6
well, 7
maybe.
No,
6, I think.
'cause
Yeah,
Ricky's
we
in
had to get 6 tickets because Ricky's in it.
Because Ricky's in it, so
Yeah.
6 tickets.
And we
for
have
us.
the boys that weekend, so.
Yes, and I had that. So this is for full disclosure, it's my birthday month coming up. If your birthday is early in the month, you get to claim the whole month, maybe. So anyhow, I got a wonderful, wonderful gift from my mother-in-law, and you took part in taking care of all this, and I always wanted this, but I finally got a 90-minute massage.
Yeah. And you needed it. I mean, I think your last massage was probably...
Do I look relaxed?
Like 4 years ago.
I'm still relaxed from that.
Yeah. No, it was great. My mom came over because my mom had a massage, and she was like, "Oh, I just had the best massage at Blue Salon." So I said, "Well, John's birthday's coming up, so..."
There it is.
Yeah.
And so I'm just pulling up some pics from Blue Salon, and it's
Which
a beautiful
is right down
salon,
the street.
But people may not realize that there actually is a sauna in there. There's an actual sauna. So there's an image of the sauna. So you go in, and in order to open up your pores, this is I didn't know any of this before. So you can go into the sauna. So they literally have one in there. You close the door. It's nice and small, and it's like, I don't know if it's the temperature. I think it is, but it's like 138 degrees. Does that sound about right?
Yeah,
I mean, does that
probably.
seem too hot? But that was the number that was on the. I don't know what that was.
I
assume
think for
that
short
was
periods of time, that's totally
Yeah,
fine.
you don't want to be in there too long.
It's like a hot tub.
138. Yeah, no, yeah, I don't like hot tubs.
I
don't
know.
like hot tubs. But I like the sauna. That was tremendous. So, and it was Paula, who was amazing, and she has a great following. Paula was the massage therapist, and thank you, Paula, and also
My sister
Yeah, your sister also is a massage therapist.
My sister is also a massage therapist and an esthetician, and I'm not sure, I know she's at All Day Spa and at Blue. I'm not sure if she does massages at Blue or if it's just skincare and facials. I'm not 100% sure, but you always get a nice massage from my sister at, like, on holidays. Thanksgiving, she has her, like, elbows.
She lays everybody out and just beats the hell out of them. That's what happens, I think.
She's really good.
Everyone's like, Jesus, all right, enough. Enough.
She's like, you're really tight. But she does an excellent job. Yeah.
And I have to say,
yeah,
I had the very best omelet I've ever had. He's
really excited about this omelet.
Well, I mean, it was, so there, GB
and he even fed it to me. Like, across, he was so excited.
Well, you gotta try this.
He was like, here, and I couldn't, like, scoop it up, and he literally fed me. I was like, aw.
So we're in Great Barrington, and GB Eats, which is great. Everybody, a lot of people love that place. People are really friendly, and they get the food out there very quick. And it's busy, and they do breakfast all day. Mm-hmm. They go all the way, all day. And so I had an omelet with avocado, goat cheese, and mushrooms, and it was amazing. Probably the best omelet I've ever had. So there's our recommendation. If you ever get a chance to go to Great Barrington and you want breakfast all day, anytime, do that. Susan Coldis says, excited to see Matilda. Yes, we are too, Susan. And she agrees. Happy birthday month. Let's do a birthday month. So everyone, do us a favor. Give us a like. Give us a share. And please comment on the program. And you will be in the running for a gift certificate. And we'll get into this more in depth, because we are inviting to the program a wonderful artist, a business owner, and the proprietor of a wonderful location in Lee, Massachusetts, and she is Nicole Irene, and it's Enchanted Altar, which I want to say, I really love this description. Enchanted Altar is meant to empower and enhance the strength, beauty, and magic that already exists in you, which is wonderful. So, because you can say, well, what's in the store? Well, that's the mission, and that's a big piece of it. So, Nicole, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
It's great to have you.
Yeah.
It's great to have you. So, now, when did you open Enchanted Altar?
We opened in October of fall of 2024.
Yeah.
So we planned a event in downtown Lee. We're trying to get more community events happening. Everyone really loves Founders Weekend. And so we kind of rode on the coattails of that. And Meg from Canna Provisions, Carrie from Yoga Lee, and then Kathy DeVerens, who is the director of the Lee Chamber. We put together an event called All Hallows Lee to celebrate like Samhain and Halloween and just kind of like the fall energy.
Okay.
So we planned that event, and then I was like, I think we'll do a soft opening, because planning an event and opening a business at the same time while teaching full time sounds like fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was amazing. We had beautiful weather thanks to the unfortunate drought that we had still going on then. Mm-hmm. But it was great. We had vendors, live music, performers, and we had like restaurant, bar crawl. So we're planning on doing this annually in the fall. Yeah.
So tell me about this evolution of you, because it takes a lot to get to that point to say, you know what, I'm going to set up shop and I'm going to open a shop. Now, I know you have a lot of retail experience in the past. I want you to tell us about that, because that, we kind of have a connection there, because talking about Great Barrington and Crystal Essence. But to get to that point to say, you know what, I want to open up. Tell me about that evolution for you. You're an artist, clearly in touch with, I don't know, how would you describe it? The arts world, but also the creative, intuitive world. Tell me about that journey for you.
Well, it started when I was young. I always wanted to have a shop of some kind. I didn't know what that would look like. And then I had the opportunity to study herbalism when I was living in California. And then we wanted to move from California and bring this knowledge back to the Berkshires. And then life happens, and you hit a few bumps in the road, and you take detours to get places. And then I just worked for some really amazing people here in the Berkshires at their shops who taught me a lot. They were really great role models, and I learned so much, and I hope that I bring everything that I learned from them into my store. And then I finally just got to the point where it's something I always wanted to do. I was too scared to do it. And then I had a life event happen. I lost someone like very, very close to me, my aunt and godmother. And it was just one of those like, life is too short. Do the things that you love. And I put it out there on Facebook, honestly. I put it out on the Lee Mass community board. Joshua Bloom runs that, and he's amazing. And I was just like, hey, so if anyone ever comes across the cutest little spot in Lee that does not cost a lot of money to rent, but I really put it in the universe and like literally put out exactly what I was looking for. And then it just manifested. Wow. But I think I had a lot of people out there like rooting for me, supporting me. It was really important that it was in my hometown. I kind of felt like if I wasn't going to do it there, I didn't want to do it anywhere. I looked at other places and it just never felt right. And then Peg Byron, who is my landlady, she was on the board of the Lee Farmers Market. So that's how we met each other. And then Kathy DeVarens, who is our market manager, because we all do a million things, and the director of our Chamber of Commerce, she kind of hooked us up together. And then now Peg is hosting me. She lives there in the giant yellow building on the park, and yeah, she provided me with this wonderful opportunity. I couldn't be more thankful.
And you look at that, when I look at Lee is, I always looked at it as a little bit more sort of blue collar-ish in its history. I mean, we know everything has shifted. So, we have the second homeowners, everything has changed dramatically. But, and even Great Barrington going back had kind of more of that mill-ish history and logging and things like that if you go way back. But I've always looked at Lee as a little bit more, maybe not quite there yet to some extent in this kind of realm, because if a store like this opens up in Pittsfield, a lot of people are like, is that going to work in Pittsfield? Yeah. So tell me about that growing up and then saying, you know what, is Lee ready for a store like this? Or also, is the clientele coming to Lee, to be able to support a store like this? I mean, the answer is yes, for sure. But tell me about that thought process as well, and specifically
10 different answers for you right now. We're gonna start with.
We can do one at a time.
Okay. We're gonna back it up. There used to be a store called Woman of Wands in South Lee on Pleasant Street. And it was in a beautiful row house, river house. And this woman, Pam, she had the front of her home kind of dedicated to this store. And as a adolescent, in junior high, my girlfriends and I would go there just to be like, ooh, let's go to the witch shop and check it out. And then she ended up being amazing and super welcoming and encouraging and just kind of guided us along, recommended very good introductory things to do and books to read. And that's kind of how it started, in that sense of being oh, this store can be in this town, and I felt because it was my hometown, I lived there, both sides of my family are there, I went to high school there, and I just have a really good support. Our community is one of the best communities out there. I always kind of joke with Cara McGinn, who owns Yoga Lee. She always calls it, I was not a Gilmore Girls, please don't crucify me, Gilmore Girls watcher growing up. Maybe I'll watch it someday, but I do know the reference of Stars Hollow, and I do know the general idea of their community, and we always joke in a loving way that Lee has that Stars Hollow nest.
I can see that. I never thought. I have watched the Gilmore Girls. I mean, I wasn't
oh, come on,
massively
Cara.
into it.
You were obsessed with Gilmore Girls.
I have watched it, and
you
it
told me
does.
I have watched a few episodes, and I was just it is. It's quaint. It's cute.
Yeah.
It's everyone knows everyone. Everyone wants to help everybody. Yeah. It's just, I couldn't ask for a better place.
Lee
to
does
call
have
my
that
hometown.
vibe. I mean, if you go to Lee, you definitely feel that, and in the community, if you talk to people, if you go to a Lee football game, or you go to that sort of thing, you can tell how people are, and they're very friendly.
Yeah. When we have our date weekend, every other weekend, it's our date. Saturday is or Sunday is our date day. We'll go to Lee or Great Barrington. Those are the two places that we go, and just walk around and antique.
Do our thing.
Yeah.
And now we have another place to go.
Yes.
Because
And there's a lot of new businesses in Lee popping up too, so it's going to be very exciting this summer, I think.
Yeah, I think that Lee definitely has had a tremendous overhaul over a decade or so, and they've spent a lot of energy in making the downtown kind of pop a little bit. The Starving Artist, and that's been, I think, pretty successful.
I love that
over
cafe.
the years.
Yeah.
And it's a great space, and the whole combination. Of
Yeah, Emmy does really well with it, and she's been a huge supporter of the store too. And then her husband opened up the comic book store right up the road too, so that's been really
we've
fun.
been there.
Yeah,
we've been
we
there.
have been there.
Yeah,
I like
Ryan
that
does a great
place.
job
Loved
at
it.
that too.
Yeah.
I like that place. Yeah, because we definitely went on a little kick, especially when we were looking for stuff for the studio.
A lot of the stuff in here came from the antique shops in
Well-
Lee,
Yeah.
especially the bookends.
The JFK bookends, which was a topic of one of our shows. I mean, we just went into depth. I mean, those things are you can definitely take somebody out with those things. Those are not.
They're
are
solid,
Not, they are
brass.
solid,
Yeah.
for sure.
I love
And
them.
those came from the antique store in downtown Lee. What is the name of it? Finders Keepers.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it's called?
Keepers.
So and you're kind of right across from there as far as the location. So in order for someone to get to your store,
I'm
it's-
more over by Greylock and 51 Park,
okay.
like right across the street from them.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So
you're
if
on-
you're
on
sitting
that
at
side.
51 Park and you look over, it's
I'll
right
wave
over.
at you.
Yeah.
If you're sitting on the porch.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now you know. So there's plenty of traffic that goes by.
Yeah.
And there's a new antique store, right? That replaced
Knollwood, yeah.
Car Hardware, right?
Yeah.
Was because that was the location for the old Car Hardware. So
There's some new restaurants in town. I mean, I think Lee is really up and coming, especially with the mill project.
Yep.
Having forward movement.
is that going to be residential? It's going to
It
be
is,
like
yeah.
apartments. Yeah. Okay. So there'll be a big increase in bodies,
Yeah.
human beings,
And some affordable housing. Some
in walking distance of the downtown.
It's gonna be exciting.
there.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lee is happening.
It is,
Lee is
yeah.
happening. So what will people?
Excited to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So what will people find in the store when they go?
So
there?
the store has a lot of different things. We have a lot of gifts for people, books, incense, candles. We are going to start moving into some jewelry and crystals soon. I'm currently building out the room that will house our apothecary, so there'll be bulk herbs that you can purchase. We have journals, a lot of stationery, especially I loved Karen Keenan's store, and she recently retired. So we do have like note cards, journals, greeting cards, any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I love that stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
Karen Keenan.
We
so
would go in there.
Mhm.
Yep.
We would. That was in.
Right on Main Street.
Yeah, in
it
Barrington,
was
right.
originally in like the Victorian house,
Yep.
and then she moved a little farther down.
Brenda Bianco says, the Enchanted Altar is such a great addition to our beautiful town of Lee. Nicole's shop has such an eclectic collection of items, great vibe, and she's so knowledgeable. Yes, she is. And so let's talk about that knowledge a little bit as it relates. And we love Crystal Essence, and we have been going there.
That's
ever
where I
since.
got my start, actually, in all of this, is Crystal Essence. I think probably in 2012, I went and I learned, I had a couple readings, and Sheila Height
We
Yep.
love
taught
Sheila.
me tarot.
Yep.
So I was constantly there taking workshops, and then there was a psychic medium there, and I can't remember her name, but I would go to her for like mediumship readings, and then Sheila for tarot, and then I just loved it. And so we were there all the time. So that's basically where I got my start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about Sheila a lot lately, actually. I used to go regularly and have sessions and did her tarot classes
Yeah.
and everything too. And I think I need to book a session with Sheila. It's a sign.
Yeah.
Tell me about
Yeah.
and I've had one of those too. So tell me what
You saw Sheila recently.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably
A few months ago.
maybe
Yeah.
8 months ago, 6 or 8 months ago. But yeah, tell me. I mean, I can tell you about the experience, but tell me me about that experience. She's really a big. So Sheila, what is Sheila's last name?
Height.
Sheila Height. Okay, and she's like kind of world renowned-ish.
She is, yeah.
So she was influential on you.
She was, yeah. So when I worked at Crystal Essence, I used to go there growing up, and then later on, when I was moving home from California, I just decided that I needed to work there, apparently, when I moved back. And I just met some really wonderful people, Mark and Adrian Cohen, and then they were running a wellness center, so I helped them book practitioners through there and like do workshops. And it's just a wonderful staff, wonderful people. And then Sheila's there doing intuitive readings, tarot readings, and offering workshops and classes for the public. Yeah.
And I think just a big part of this is kind of like seeing the world. By the way, please do comment and like and share on our live video. You'll be in the running for, actually, if you want to hold that, Nicole, we got a gift bag.
Oh yeah, I'm a gift bag.
So beautiful.
I can show you what is inside too.
In it, and also a gift card.
Gift card.
As well. So, oh my, this is exciting. It's like,
so I have some prayer spell candles that I created.
Here, I'll hold them up for her.
And then,
okay.
So we're launching a line of, handmade rolled spelled candle. They're rolled in herbs, and there'll be a few different kinds depending on what herbs you're looking for in your intention. So those are really pretty. And then we are also rolling out a little section of like grab and go herbs.
Oh, that's
grab and
so
go herbs.
neat.
I love that.
I love this.
So while we build the apothecary,
So cool.
we have these little jars that will be available for you for like if you want tea, spell work, an offering, dress a candle, put it in the bath type of thing.
That's amazing.
So whoever gets this, and then a little gift card with some stickers, 'cause everyone loves a sticker.
All right, yeah, you can't
Love
go
that.
wrong with the sticker. So, and Trish Descanio says, "Can't wait to visit." When you look at this kind of community, and I think when you have a shop like this, ultimately it's the items that you sell, but it's also the community, like you talked about Crystal Essence.
Correct.
And I think others, it's also about having different practitioners and things like that, whether it's people like Sheila and the rest. But it's also a different way of approaching life. And I mean, I think that's one thing that fundamentally, that when we have this conversation, then there's some people who are watching like, oh, tarot, and like, what is this bullshit, right? But it is a fundamental. Once you start down that path and you get your evidence as well, because I think we're evidence based, right? We want to seek proof that, okay, if I do this, X, Y, Z may happen, and all these different things with energy and the rest. But once you start to see that, you go down that path. But I think it's important to acknowledge that, within our traditional culture and our life, this is a different approach and a different path. And people are finding their way ultimately, but here we are.
So we do offer tarot at the store. We work with X2E, Lauren Flores, and we're setting it up. She just went to Tucson to the Big Gem and Mineral Show, which gotta get there sometime.
Yeah.
And so she's back. She was here this past Sunday, and then we're working on a schedule that we will publish maybe every other Sunday. We're going to kind of take a look at the calendar.
Cool.
So that's nice. And we do have a community altar, speaking of community, which is open during our business hours. And right now we're working with the phases of the moon. And then like on new moons, you can come write your intention.
Oh, I love that.
And then
by the way, I gotta say, do you know there are every calendar year, can't I say calendar? There are 13 moon cycles, and there are so many things that are based on 13, and yet we have 12 months. And it didn't always used to be that way. And if you go back, and all this and everything, but like for whatever reason, we've been kind of nudged away from some of the natural things that go with our body clock and with the connection that we have to this earth and and energy and the rest. So anyway, so the moon, that's interesting. So it's to help people realize that you can align what you do with the moon. Like a lot of farmers plant by the moon cycles. So we have a new moon. We have different phases for each situation. So for the new moon, you're going to come in, write your intentions, something like a dream, goal, aspiration that you're going to work towards. So if you think of the new moon, as also known as the dark moon, think of it as fertile soil, that you're literally planting a seed that you want to nurture and bring to fruition.
And then during the full moon is a good time to celebrate. So be with community, write things you're thankful for, practice gratitude. And then with the waning crescent that happens right after the full moon is a good time to release things that no longer serve you. So all of these will be available at the store. You come in, write it on a piece of paper, and then there is a offering bowl. You put it in there, and then I do a very simple, sweet releasing to offer up our intentions, prayers, thanks into the ether.
Yeah. And we do that. We do that on a regular basis.
Yeah. You're a big fan of the waning gibbous.
I am. I just like saying it.
You just, whenever she sees the waning gibbous, Cara is all over that. She's the queen of waning gibbuses.
Yeah.
Carol Majewski says, hello, everyone. I'm excited to visit your store, enjoying this show tonight. Thank you, Carol. And David Bartlett loved that about something we said, so he's loving the show as well. So do comment and do like and share our live video. It helps us also with the algorithm. It gets more reach, but also puts you in the running for the gift bag and all those wonderful items that Nicole showed us, and also a gift card along with that with the shop Enchanted Altar, which is a shop, but also a community, and in Lee, Massachusetts. So are you looking to build that community more? Is that part of the plan?
We are. I teach herbal classes at the Botanical Garden. So that's also where this kind of started, was anytime we'd end the class, people would be like, where can we find you? Where can we buy your products? And every time it's like a little, pain in my chest, because I was like, I want to open up a store so badly, and I always tell them, like, one day I hope to have a physical location, and now I get to say at the end of the classes, I have a physical location that you can come to.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. So they were also very encouraging. I love working with the Botanical Garden, and I do have a class coming up in March, which is a popular one, fire cider and elderberry syrup. So it's a make and take, so roll your sleeves, get ready to get messy.
So is that
make it together?
Fire cider, trademark fire cider? Are they still making that, or is that a different fire cider?
It is okay.
Yeah,
it's fire cider. It is not trademarked.
Let's unpack this one. Right. Oh, that's right.
That's a big one. Yeah.
That was a big fight, wasn't it?
Yeah. So one of my herbal teachers, Rosemary Gladstar and Jane Bothwell, who I studied with in California, were one of the two leaders in the movement to untrademark fire cider, because the whole
it's like you can't own
premise
something
behind herbalism is that plant medicine is available for the people, and we're supposed to share it.
Right. And plus, they're not really in business anymore, so I don't think. I
don't think so.
So I guess
which is unfortunate, because they had a really wonderful product.
They had a lot of people who worked there, a lot of employees and such, and that's kind of.
But it's the same thing too. Like when we talk about the trademark of that, the energy work is the same thing, and I always say that when I teach a class, a Reiki class, energy is there for everyone, and
no one owns Reiki.
No one owns energy. You know
what I'm saying? So that's that is a great point. So you can be an expert, and you can be a practitioner, and you can be able to teach it, and all these things. But at the end of the day, no one owns it. We're all part of it. Might sound deep here. It is us.
Yeah, no, it's true though. Yeah.
It is. We're all connected, and we're all energy, and all that good stuff. So, but you were, and you still are, a teacher. You're an art teacher.
I am, yes.
In Lee. How's that going for you?
It's good. I love it. The kids definitely keep me on my toes.
Now Nicole said, she's like, the only thing is the show's a little bit late, and it's a school night.
I'm usually, definitely in bed reading. 8:30, yeah.
See, we watch Netflix at night, so you're way better than us. Than, reading.
We go up. I'm reading like fantasy and sci-fi, so now I'm like, we're okay. We're on the same page there.
So teaching these days, Cara just retired as a teacher, but you still go in and sub.
Yeah, it's definitely 3-4 days a week, depending. Yeah, I'm subbing this week, and bright and early. I'm like, 7:20 in the morning. Oh gosh.
Yeah. But how is it these days? Because things have changed over the years, and you've probably been teaching for.
Sure. I mean, we're always changing and evolving. But I am the art room. So I get to remain like this kind of safe, fun, experimental space for the kids. So I feel like they can come in there and decompress a little bit, try new things, express themselves, and think in a different way than they do in a lot of their other like heavy academic classes. And it's a mixed level class, so I can have anyone from freshmen to seniors. So I think that's also good for the kids too, to meet people they don't usually have classes with.
I just think that we should have so much more time for art and music for the, and not just for the kids who are, focused and they play an instrument, or the people who, or the kids who want to do art. I feel like because we've been so obsessed with testing and math and English are important, but at the end of the day, I've never had to do an algebraic equation to balance my my checkbook. But I just used it a little yesterday, because we were trying to figure out how many scoops go in the 50-ounce.
Right, we just got a
French
new French press, and it's a real big one.
And so I know it's a sidebar, but I don't know why we got this huge French press now. I think the old one was 32 ounces and now 50. So I used 4 scoops with the 32. So I did.
Yeah,
so
these are like.
So I did.
This
I did
is
4 over.
there,
I did 4 over 32 equals X over 50 and figured out it's like 6 scoops now. This is ridiculous. But Sally Tiska Rice. Sally Tiska Rice. Hi, Sally.
Hi,
We love
Sally.
you. We love you. We love you. Hi, everyone. I have to get to your store. I need needs to feel some good healing. So Sally, make it down to Lee. Head down there. And Trish says great show. But yeah, I feel like we need to infuse, because, and we've talked about this many times, that when kids are engaged with whatever the work is, whatever the topic is, you can parlay that to a lesson and teach the things that you want to teach them, but they have to be engaged. And art is a way to do that. Art, music.
It is, and we have really interesting conversations in the art room too, because it's a little bit more relaxed. People, like I said, get to meet kids that they don't usually go to class with. So it's good. It's diverse.
Yeah, that's good stuff. You love it.
Yeah.
You love teaching.
I do. I do.
Yeah. It's a good thing. God bless. We have people like Nicole who are willing to do that kind of work, and we have to appreciate our teachers. We really do.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, I look at everyone, even at Herberg, where I've been subbing the majority of my time subbing. I like Herberg. I like the building. I don't know why it was my favorite building to work in, but everybody is just they're amazing. And so, just 3 days a week is enough for me because I missed the kids. It's just it's just part of me, I think. And so, and it, it's just the 3 days a week. And I had a couple kids, they were just really sweet today. They had these little star tattoo things that they had on their face. And I'm like, I like those. And so she gave me one, and I put the star right here on my face, and I forgot it was there. And I'm like walking around, and then I get in my car to leave, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the star is still there. It was really, it was funny.
I loved it though.
It's a trademark. That's good. That's good. I'll get a pack for you.
Yeah.
And you can come in.
Yeah,
next
I
time.
want the whole face thing.
That's right.
Stars.
And Michael Vincent Bushy was there.
Yeah,
today, right?
he's
colleague.
next door to me. Yeah, he teaches art.
And he's also the Berkshire Art Association, and you are a board member, Nicole, for that.
Yes. And he's our new president. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
El Presidente.
Yeah.
So tell me about that a little bit. I know you had the 10 by 10 festival recently.
This past Thursday. Yep. So it's artists are encouraged every year to create an artwork that's to go with the Pittsfield 10 by 10 festival that week. So we do kind of an art raffle where artists create works of art that are 10 inches by 10 inches. You donate them. You can buy a ticket for $35. And then we used to be at the Berkshire Museum. We're now at the Clock Tower artist studios, which are gorgeous. I don't know if you all have been
Yeah,
there.
we've been
It's
there.
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah. Actually, we did some live from there before to help promote them.
Yeah.
As they continue, you know, because it's tough, you know, for people to really in their mind and have the tourists and have the people who, you know, are the same people who go to Tanglewood and everything get in the habit of saying, okay, now I'm going to drive to Pittsfield
Yeah.
and go to
Yeah.
South Church Street and figure that out.
beautiful space.
So it takes a little time.
Amazing, yeah. I'm
it's
so
great
happy
space.
that we're there. I mean, I was thankful for our time at the Berkshire Museum, but this is nice to be in an artist space with other artists and have them there.
Plus, there's parking.
Plus the
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, you know.
It's helpful.
Sometimes it's just as simple as that. And Jocelyn, our dear friend, says, can't wait to visit the store this summer. I need some help relaxing.
Yeah.
Everybody needs help relaxing. I think we have a
Yeah.
common theme here, healing, relaxing. And Sherry Wagner says, great show with an exclamation point. But yeah, I want to sit on that for a second because you hear that all the time, that we don't take care of ourselves. And you're a teacher, so you're taking care of the kids and you're putting your heart and soul into it. And Cara, you have your business and you're healing people. And, you know, I have work and we have clients and we have family and we have kids and the whole thing. But I think it's clear to know and to say that if you aren't at your best, then you're not going to be able to give the best to everyone else. So I think it's a fair thing to say that healing and something you are both promoting, but you're promoting, you know, in your store and in your work. It is, you have to put yourself first in order to put others first as well.
Replenish, fill your cup. Yeah. Find something that feeds you too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do comment, do like, and share the video in the running for a gift certificate and this gift bag from Enchanted Altar. Enchanted Altar. So where did the name come from? How did you come up with the name?
Okay, so the story's a little bit long.
That's
okay.
We got time.
It's not super long. I'm gonna get like a shorter version.
We're
But-
not on network TV,
Yeah.
so we've got all night here.
I was raised Catholic, and I've always, I know this is going to be weird for some people, or odd for some people to hear, because I don't usually speak about religion like this, but I always was very drawn to like Jesus growing up, and I remember something along the lines, I'm paraphrasing what was said, but he said something about not having to have a building built or constructed, and you don't have to go to a special place, although it's wonderful if you can go to like a temple or a shrine or a church to worship in that space, but you can worship anywhere. So I really liked that idea. And growing up I lived on a dead-end road, and the woods were behind my house, and my school, connected to my school, I went to St. Mary's, which I absolutely enjoyed growing up as a introvert and a quiet person. Like that whole kind of community was just very nurturing and comfortable for me. And I would walk from my house to school, and then I would see this beautiful tree in the woods. And I had recently visited it because I was watching my parents' dog, and I brought the dog up for a walk. But it had this like really amazing kind of flat stone at the bottom where the roots had kind of grown over it. And if you walked by the right time of day, the shaft of light would kind of come down.
Oh yeah.
I would always be super intrigued. I thought, like,
that's cool.
we were talking about fairies earlier.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, there's fairies, or like something magical is happening there, and it's like a sundial clock, like the right time of the day. So I started like sitting there or leaving things there, and it just made me think of when Jesus said you can find, because the Holy Spirit is within all of us, so we can commune with what I now refer to as like source or divinity, like more of a generalized God or goddess energy. So then that just made me think that was like an altar. That was an outdoor natural space to commune with the energy.
Yeah.
So the idea behind the Enchanted Altar is that you can create your altar anywhere. So when I think of my grandmother, her altar was her kitchen. On that side of my family, we have a large Italian family, so we used to have these epic Sunday dinners, which was like a holiday meal for anyone else. You know, like 3 meats. My grandparents had this amazing garden in the back. They would go gather, the vegetables. We would all make the salad, and her altar was the kitchen, and her dining room table, like feeding all of us. So like where we communed there, where I did my yoga teacher training at Radiance Yoga in Pittsfield, and then I think of my friend like Carrie at Yogaly, and her, and my another version of an altar is like being empowered on our yoga mats, or if you have a runner's high or if I'm in my studio, I like to listen to a lot of, like we talked about earlier too, like nootropic, like binaural beat music, like a lot of chanting too. I love listening to chanting music, and you just get into this like what we would call flow state. And then I was also like, that's my altar, like creating in my studio. So there's all these different types of spaces that you can create, these places to have mindfulness and connection, and I also think healing, like we just brought up earlier. So that's the idea of the Enchanted Altar, is that you create, or many altars, like I have a altar shelf in my kitchen, which is oddly devoted to Italy, acorns, and mushrooms. I don't know how the trifecta happened, but that is like what's happening on that altar in my kitchen. But then like whenever I look at it, you know, I have like pictures, like artwork I've purchased from street artists in Italy. I have like all these like different things that come and they just feed me when I see it, and I'm happy when I look at it. So I think it can be little things like this.
Yeah.
And then I was also, with the Enchanted Altar, is about including like daily ritual, or at least acknowledging your daily ritual. So that could be having tea out on your porch in the morning, or journaling. These little mindfulness techniques can also be part of your spiritual practice or your altar.
Yeah.
I think
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, that is so. And when you said flow, you know, that definitely resonated with me, and I think it's something that we're fighting against the tide all the time to get present. That's another way to describe it. You know, mindfulness, the present. You know, being present, and you know that's the most beautiful time. And you know, you don't necessarily have to sit down and meditate, although you can. In order to do that, you don't necessarily have to be doing yoga. You know, you can be simply, you know, cleaning your counter in your kitchen, or something like that. But to be able to be fully present and your mind is on only what you're doing, or with your breath, or, you know, whatever, there's a lot of different techniques, but like that is so important. And even doing that for 5 minutes a day can make a huge impact on a life, you know. And I think we don't honor that enough. We don't really recognize that enough. And I think if people literally were invited to be able to do that on a regular basis, lives would be improved dramatically. Even just 5 minutes. But I mean, you know, the recommendation, of course, if you meditate, it's like, oh, do 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, that whole
I think
thing.
meditation is very intimidating for people. So I think of it like hiking.
It's not really complicated. I mean, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But it's not complicated.
I like to explain it like when people think of hiking too, they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go for a hike. It's like, that seems like a lot. I'm like, hiking is walking in the woods.
Right.
Like, so it's like, it doesn't have to be this epic trek up a mountain. It can just be a stroll through the woods. So think about meditation the same way. So I get up really early in the morning, because when I get out of my morning bath, like I like to go sit in the dark with a candle and just sit there. Some days I can just sit there in silence and just like enjoy that quiet. Some days, like the other morning, I had like a Taylor Swift song stuck in my head the whole time, and I'm like telling like my spirit guides and my ancestors, I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is what's happening right now. And then like, but it's just like sitting there and like having that time for yourself, and it isn't. I like silence. Sometimes darkness works. I like the candle in the dark, and you just kind of sit there, and whatever comes to you, you acknowledge it, you release it. If you can do it for 5 minutes, great. If you can do it for 20, even better. But I think it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be like set your timer. Just let it naturally happen, and then you'll get more comfortable. Like, don't put the pressure on hiking up the mountain.
And we can
just take a walk in the woods.
Yeah, I can certainly. You know, I could go all day with the research of how important that is. You know, to be present and meditation. How, you know, it's all there. You can find it. But I think ultimately what it does is it allows space for you to, and as an artist, have the creative thoughts and the creativity come to you, not even in thought. You know, you're trying to leave a space open for the universe and like maybe your soul, whatever, however you want to look at it, to come in and provide this sort of guidance that you're not going to get when your mind continues to turn, and you know, you're thinking about 17 things you have to do today, and this bill has to be paid, and I have to go to work, and all these different things that fill up your mind on a regular basis.
And that can happen a lot when you are trying to sit quietly, especially when you're first doing it, and then you get frustrated. But again, just like acknowledge, yes, I'll pay that bill, goodbye. Like leave, like acknowledge it, goodbye. But again, I think it is the creating the ritual or acknowledging the rituals you already have in your life, and then you can nurture those a little bit more too.
Yeah, I mean that's a workshop right there. I mean, people, could, just
absolutely.
being able to say, hey, you have to respect yourself enough to give yourself that time, because it will take some time. It doesn't have to be a lot of time, but you have to consciously do that in order to be present and kind of step away from your thoughts. I know. I mean, Cara, you have a tough time with that because your mind is always turning.
Yeah. Well, I do, and that was the thing initially when I first started the meditation process. I did put a lot of pressure on myself because I thought it had to be a certain way. Being a teacher for so long, my whole life was planning, like, do this and then you'll have this outcome. It was like always like, looking into the future. Like I would look too far into the future and I had a hard time staying present, but I've learned how to be more present. And so when you talk about, I don't ever really sit and meditate with my eyes closed, but I meditate in the shower. That works for me.
Yeah.
That's your space.
That's my space.
That's your space.
Your altar.
A lot.
That's where you have to find your space.
Well, I mean, a lot comes like she'll start laughing because Cara, you are a little bit intuitive. We don't advertise.
I don't say I'm a psychic.
But she'll be in the shower and she'll start just hysterically laughing because something will come to her and she'll be like, oh my god, you'd never believe this, and that's so there it is. There's your space.
That's my space.
Mine is when I play FC24 on Xbox. No, I'm just kidding. Jocelyn Maria says, I feel like you're giving me permission to make a quote unquote me spot. I think it's easy to forget. As a new mom, I'm allowed to do this. I absolutely love this, and I can't wait to put it into practice. That's right. You do have permission, Jocelyn. You don't need to get it from me, but you got it for sure, and give it to yourself. Absolutely. And I think, hey, new moms, they put a lot of pressure on themselves.
It's hard when you're a new mom because you feel like any time you take for yourself, you almost feel guilty. But no. You aren't good to anyone if you're not taking care of yourself. So definitely. And I have to remind myself of that. So I said to my mom, I think I need a facial. I haven't had one in a while. So on Thursday, my mom's giving me a facial. I'm excited.
All right.
I'm excited for you.
And go get that 90-minute massage and go to La Ho Chi energy work and Reiki, and then go to and you do. You do Reiki too, or no?
I do. I don't do Reiki with clients. I usually infuse my products with Reiki.
Yeah.
And give them sound baths.
That's powerful.
Yeah, it is.
That's powerful stuff. Sound baths. Tell me about the sound baths.
Sound baths. So I have crystal healing bowls and Tibetan.
I love that.
Tibetan brass bowls as well.
Okay, so then what's the right way to do it? Because when I go to the store, I try it, and I can never get it right. Cara's really good at it. I mean,
so
she picks the thing
sometimes
up.
It depends on the bowl, too.
Yeah.
Like, some bowls I have good luck with, some bowls I don't. So that's just kind of like where you're making a connection with that instrument,
And some are, like, some you'll resonate with. I remember going to this place in Housatonic, and they had a sound bath healing. And for whatever reason, at that point in my life, I was going through a lot, and I could not sit in that room. I was so anxious. They were like, "Oh my gosh!" And so I was like, "What is wrong with me?" But some of them will resonate with you, and some, just kind of put you. But they are very healing, and so even though I kind of felt a little anxious, if you sit with it, long enough, it gets easier. And when you're doing it yourself, you have to try different, like for me, I have to try different ones because some just feel different. So,
And they're different. Are they different frequencies?
Yeah.
Or are they? Yeah. So Nicole, tell me about that a little bit. How, because some are bigger and smaller, but they have different frequencies.
Yes, I have solfeggio sound healing bowls. So there are 4, and I've been using the rose. It's a rose quartz one that I've been using a lot lately, especially because it was just Valentine's Day. So I had made like love spell bottles, and we did like an infused love oil workshop. So I made sure to you can take the wands and go around the outside, and sometimes you can just tap the bowls, kind of almost like a bell, because that's like their like an inverted bell. So you can use that too. Some people put water in their bowls and then float things in them and hit the bowls from the outside.
Yeah.
There's many different ways to use them. You just have to do what feels right for you.
Bells were used a lot more historically.
Yeah.
And I think we've maybe forgotten the power of some of this and
Different
healing.
sound healing, yeah.
And also, certain frequencies. There are frequencies that are healing, and they're healing to different parts of the body, and there are some frequencies and that are not good. And I think for whatever reason in society we've kind of gone away from some of the ones that really are healing. Even over the radio. I think in the 50s they changed the frequency or whatever of all that's coming over the radio stations. Like that changed, from a good frequency to a maybe not so good frequency. So
lower vibe, maybe.
Lower vibe.
Lower.
So I don't know what's going. But some of us know about this, and hopefully we'll continue to educate about it and be more helpful to people, because some of this is really powerful. It's really powerful.
Yeah, sound healing is huge, especially a lot of ancient cultures use sound healing in a myriad of ways, and it's something that I definitely think that and quantum healing are 2 things that we all need to be.
What is quantum healing?
So quantum healing is kind of your mindset, like you're set and you're setting a lot. Like when you think of doing psychedelic drugs to heal, a lot of it you have to talk about your mindset, and your actual setting. So it's a lot of energy that you're putting out there. And then if you're always thinking negatively or having negative outcomes, if you're putting your energy towards that, you will generally manifest that. But if you're putting your energy towards healing and positive thoughts, and not I know the toxic positivity comes into the healing world a lot, but it is just kind of if you want to heal, focus on what you would like to heal and send it good energy and not negative thoughts, or not thinking it's going to work, something's going to work. So quantum healing in a nutshell is kind of that, the power of your thought, and that it's almost like the placebo and nocebo effect, is that you can not just convince is not the best word, but talk to your body and be like, hey, we are going to heal this and we're going to do this together, and this is how it's going to go, and literally visualize the physical. If you can learn more about if you have a broken bone, what does that look like? Look at your x-rays and literally visualize that happening and use your energy to heal it.
And it's tough because bad things can happen in life, but I think if you find gratitude, because if you get to a point where if you are finding gratitude and understanding that, okay, this bad thing happened, but it's a lesson, if you can get there, then you can, I don't know if that's cheating the system,
No,
but that's kind of because you talk about that mindset, because then you're saying not toxically positive, but you're authentic, which is powerful too. But if you can get there, because yes, what you put out, happiness begets happiness.
And it is scientific
so
in a lot of ways.
Well,
quantum
we
physics,
have,
it is
if
scientific.
you want to make it very simple, you have the rice in the jar test, which, you are aware of that. But if you have 2 jars of rice and they're both the same, and you put love on one and then hate on the other one, and say nice loving things to this one over time, and this one you say some nasty things, and it's an experiment, the results are clear. So there is an impact on that energy, a huge impact, and it's undeniable. And that has been replicated many times.
Yeah.
So that's just one example.
Same thing goes for water too.
Yeah, I was just going to say that water.
Goes for water. And that's there is a history behind, and you grew up Catholic, and Cara grew up Catholic. But but there is a history behind blessing your food, too. That you're putting that good energy,
positive intentions
and
into
you're
the
changing the
meal, what
structure.
you're putting into your body.
Yeah,
So
literally changing the structure,
acknowledging where it came from. So
Yeah.
you're like thinking like even all the way back to the farmers that harvest it. If you didn't harvest it yourself, but just taking the time to appreciate where the lines of that it came through to get to you. As well,
This is such good stuff. This is
Yeah.
good stuff. I hope everybody loves this show.
And that's what we're doing in
it's a good
Berkshire
one.
County.
So
We're raising the vibration.
we're raising the vibration. We got to raise the vibration. So, how are you raising your vibration? Let us know on this, as we have a few minutes left. But again, do comment, and we'll leave that open for the next 24 hours. That if you comment, like, and share the video, you'll be in the running for the gift bag and gift card from Enchanted Altar. And what is the address for Enchanted
It's
Altar?
6 Park Place in Lee.
And so number 6 Park
Number 6,
Place
yeah.
in Lee. So that's the address, and you can find us. So if you're going down, let's just make this very clear. So you're driving through Lee. You're downtown, and the main drag, and then you get to that corner.
Yep, you're coming down Main Street.
You're
gonna-
coming from the north. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I was like, which way are we coming?
to be clear.
You're gonna
coming
come
from
down
Pittsfield.
Main Street. You're gonna see Knollwood Antiques right in front of you.
Yep.
You're gonna take a left.
Mhm.
You're gonna see 51 Park Street, Greylock, and then it would be like if you're pulling into the police station or the Congregational Church. That whole parking lot, you're gonna pull right in.
Okay, that's right there. So
Yep.
now you know. Now you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a little. We got to put the little map up there too, and put a little dot on there, and make sure that when you go to Lee, it has to be one of your stops. And what are your hours?
So right now we are open Fridays 3:30 to 7, Saturdays 10 to 6, Sundays 11 to 5. In March we're going to start being opening on Wednesdays from 12 to 5, and then as spring and summer come along, especially in the summer since I'll be on summer break.
Yeah.
But we are having our grand opening / we survived the first Berkshire winter.
The Berkshire Blues.
/ it's our 6-month anniversary and Earth Day and Beltane celebration in April.
That's amazing. So congratulations on that.
Yes.
Because the Berkshire winter is no joke.
Yes.
And it has been a long one, and it has been a cold one, but we've all survived pretty well. At least if you're skiing, there's been plenty of snow.
And I have to say, too, you're on Instagram, and that's how I found the store, because of your reels. So Nicole has fun reels.
Oh,
so
right.
I was left in the store over because we just had February break from school and we had some inclement weather.
Yeah.
So I got a little stir crazy, made some funny videos,
they're
had some
great.
fun, and incorporated some play into my life there for that week. So
Love it.
entertained some people.
Love it. And the
Yeah.
website is, what is the website?
Theenchantedaltar.com.
All right, we'll post that in the comments as well. So, Nicole Irene, she is a wonderful business owner. She's the proprietor of Enchanted Altar. She also is an artist, a teacher, and a great human being. And I really have loved our conversation.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And I hope that we've introduced you to a whole new audience, and we'll continue as this is posted. And by the way, Carol says, every night I fall asleep with binaural beats
Nice,
and
yeah.
solfeggio frequencies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
what are the binaural beats? What are those? Do I?
it's so I play that in the car sometimes.
Oh, is that what you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that the
Yeah.
stuff you do energy work too? Is that?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
I
So
gotcha.
I'll often use that for Reiki sessions. The Lao Chi sessions have a different type of music, but for Reiki sessions, I will use that for
It's
sure.
amazing. I love it. Love it all. Love it all. So, so Nicole, a great pleasure. Did we miss anything?
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has been very,
been
very
fun.
fun. I wish you the very best. We are going to be
Yeah,
there.
We will be there.
Yeah,
Yep.
because when we hit Lee, it'll be the weekend. It'll be
Yeah.
either Friday, Saturday, Sunday for for the time being for sure. And go get an omelet and then head over to Enchanted Altar in South County. So I wish you the very, very best. Being a small business owner is no easy feat,
Especially when you're
and-
working full time as a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally get that.
All good stuff, though.
Yeah.
It is. So we wish you the best, everyone. Have a great night.
great night.
And enjoy, and then head out this weekend to Enchanted Altar and go see Nicole. All right. Have a great
you.
day. Great night, everybody.